should he and his team try to seek an immediate rematch?
No. Hey, with all due respect,
yeah.
DDP need to probably go to a different weight class. He probably should like go drop down a weight.
No, he's too big to drop down.
He's stuck.
Yeah.
I don't even think Dricus Du Plessis will ever put his hand up to fight Khamzat Chimaev again. And even if he did, I don't know if the UFC would make it just because it was so non-competitive. And Khamzat Chimaev has every single aspect of Dricus Du Plessis' game figured out.
Khamzat was very dominant. He got every takedown.
You can't have technical holes like that.
What makes you different?
I could do stuff that Dricus was not able to do. Take him down, put him on his back, gotta hurt him, make him work harder. There's not an area that's gonna be bad for me.
Fluffy is on an 8-fight win streak.
Fluffy is very good. He beat Dolidze, and I don't want to be a hater, but I don't think Dolidze is really good anywhere.
It's refreshing how honest you are.
I feel like we should be friends, RDR.
Who do you think has the best chance of dethroning the newly crowned champion?
It's me, yeah. I think so.
Hey!
Following a one-sided defeat at UFC 319, UFC pros have advised Dricus Du Plessis to avoid fighting Khamzat Chimaev again and consider moving to a different weight class. But first of all, Dana White has announced another power-packed fight card for October, and fans are extremely excited about it. Khamzat Chimaev is also expected to find his challenger from the fights between Chimaev versus Caio or RDR versus Fluffy.
In the main event, it's a 5-round fight between middleweight contenders Reinier de Ridder and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. That is a bad fight. And obviously next month in Paris, we have another top middleweight contender fight between number 2 ranked Chimaev and 7th ranked Bohalyo. And then Vancouver is a few weeks later. We'll see how this whole thing plays out. And we're going to end up with a middleweight challenger for Khamzat Chimaev's title that he just won. So these fights have massive implications.
After getting a step closer to a title fight, RDR believes he has a game plan to challenge Khamzat Chimaev. He says he could take Khamzat down, make him work harder, and exploit areas that Dricus Du Plessis couldn't. RDR added that while Khamzat controlled Dricus tightly, he wasn't framing properly, leaving openings.
I think I'd be able to take him down, put him on his back. I could do some stuff that Dricus was not able to do. Gotta hurt him, make him work harder.
It was a technical error, the technical skills that he just didn't have to be able to escape those positions.
He was just holding him onto him, man.
Right.
He was not even framing, right?
How do you dissect your fighting style with Khamzat Chimaev? What makes you different than everybody else he's fighting?
If he takes me down, great. If I take him down, great. It's on the feet, great. There's not an area that we can go to in the fight that's gonna be bad for me. Jiu-jitsu is a very important aspect of fighting him. See if I can get in the clinch and hurt him there.
I have a feeling I know what the answer is. Who do you think has the best chance of dethroning the newly crowned champion?
It's me, yeah. I think so.
Point at yourself, RDR.
Reinier de Ridder also expressed doubt about Caio Bohalyo's position in the middleweight title picture, highlighting his inactivity and few victories this year. He emphasized that other fighters like himself and Chimaev had proven themselves more recently, while Caio had not competed enough to stay in contention.
The main thing is about this fight is when it's gonna happen. If he wants to fight in Abu Dhabi, I think it's very clear that I'm the guy. Caio and Chimaev are fighting in 3 weeks, so it might be a little bit too short for one of them to step up. I think Chimaev is very deserving as well. He's very skilled. He has a crazy record. What he did to Adesanya was great. Was amazing. I didn't expect that at all, and it was perfect. I think Caio should. He's not there. He didn't even fight this year, I think. So his last win was over Cannonier, maybe. His best win is Cannonier, which is good, but MVP just beat him as well. So I beat 5 guys this year, and he beat nobody this year. So I think he's not there.
Meanwhile, Anthony Hernandez has become the first middleweight to reach 8 straight wins without a title shot, earning a main event against Reinier de Ridder at UFC Vancouver. He accepted the fight immediately, seeing it as another step toward the top of the division. Hernandez emphasized his willingness to face anyone and keep fighting to climb the ranks, showing no hesitation when the offer came through.
How quick did this happen, Fluffy? Because we saw you in Chicago, like you were doing interviews as of Monday. Here we are Wednesday, fight is official.
Yeah, no, Monday I was getting a massage and I got the offer and they said, I think this is an offer you don't want to pass. And I said, okay, then run it, sign the contract. And now we're here. You know what I mean?
Who's they? Is that your management or matchmakers? Or?
The matchmaker, yeah, Hunter. It's like, all right, if this is what I gotta do, then let's keep going. Like I said, man, if I gotta knock every motherfucker down until I get to the top, then so be it.
Yeah, did it surprise you a little bit though? Like, did you think that they would at least take a few more days, just especially given all the talk with Khamzat saying he might turn around?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not Dana White. I don't make the calls. You know what I mean? Like, he says, hey, be here, and I'm like, I'm in. If I'm healthy, I'm there. You know what I mean? I'll never say no from anybody in this division.
On the other hand, there are some rumors about a DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev rematch, but Rampage Jackson dismissed the idea of Dricus Du Plessis asking for a rematch after his embarrassing loss to Khamzat Chimaev. He said Dricus shouldn't even bring it up and suggested he might need to change divisions, possibly dropping down in weight since he looked stuck where he was.
Should he and his team try to seek an immediate rematch?
No.
You just got destroyed.
You just got destroyed.
Yeah,
like,
there's
fuck
no
no.
words.
DDP shouldn't even say the word "re" or "match" in the same fucking sentence in an interview.
Yeah.
Hey, with all due respect,
Yeah.
DDP need to probably go to a different weight class. He probably should like go drop down a weight.
No, he's too big to drop down.
He's stuck.
Yeah.
And then TJ.
Meanwhile, Nate Diaz isn't impressed by Khamzat hype and called Khamzat Chimaev a scared fighter. He explained that while Khamzat appears intimidating, his style, dominating on the ground but not fully committing to strikes, shows fear. Nate said a true fighter wouldn't hesitate like that, and that Khamzat's approach makes him look like a big scared child despite his tough image.
I don't like that kind of fighting.
What's
it's boring? It's boring to me.
Like it's when it's on the ground the whole time?
Like he's supposed to be a big scary guy, right? And do you remember when he had him in side control and he's holding him?
Yeah.
Dominating him, right? And then he's like, let's go, and he hits him a little bit, like little soft punches and shit. It's like, that's what people don't understand about like the styles. Like that type of fighter is a scared fighter. He's scared for his life that he lets go that much to hit. He's that afraid that if he lets go to hit him hard, that motherfucker might get up and get the away from him. So that's a scared style to me. And he comes off as this big intimidating guy, but he's a big old scared child. And I think and that's why I tweeted about it. I said, he's not a fighter because you could tell by how scared he is holding him that tight.
Nate Diaz also shared what he would do against Khamzat Chimaev. He said that to defend all those takedowns, you either have to be better than Khamzat at wrestling, which most aren't, or accept going to the ground and learn to fight from your back. Nate explained that constantly trying to stop the takedown and get up would just tire you out and likely result in losing a decision, so the smarter approach is to survive, adapt, and work from the bottom.
If you were Dricus, how would you have defended all those takedowns?
Well, you have to be either better than him at that, which he's not getting on top and stuff, or you have to like when I was gonna fight him, they were like, I had 5 years ago. The wrestlers coming up to me like Henry Cejudo and people coming up there like, just don't let him take it down. And I'm like, no, I'm going out there to go to the ground. You think I'm gonna sit there and try to defend the takedown the whole time? Yeah. And then defend, get up until you're too tired, until you get your back taken a choke like Poirier did and Gaethje. It's like, no, you don't fight like that. You learn how to fight from your back, and you're gonna lose the decision anyway. So learn how to fight there.
Nate Diaz further explained his approach if he faced Khamzat Chimaev. He said he'd pull him into his closed guard and attack relentlessly from the bottom, making it a nightmare for Khamzat to escape. Nate emphasized using submissions, strikes, and constant pressure from his back, aiming to either damage or submit him while conserving energy rather than fighting to stand back up.
Get him in front of you, put him in your closed guard, and beat the fuck out of him and finish him. You're gonna make my life a living hell trying to get up, then I'm just not gonna try to get up. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you from my back and lose the decision or take you out somehow by brutally damaging your whole grill, catching you in your choke, flipping you over, and f***ing you up. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be an athlete back with you because you already obviously got that part covered. That's how he got there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I put him in front of me, put him in a closed guard and beat the shit out of him. Like, I didn't plan on getting up when I fought Khamzat. I'm like, let's go to the ground, motherfucker. I do Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a black belt for years. I plan on going to my back and finishing your fucking ass. Or splitting your whole face open while I'm down there for 25 minutes, you know?
However, Renato Moicano was highly impressed with Khamzat's domination at UFC 319 and felt that Khamzat Chimaev dominated Dricus Du Plessis to the point that several rounds deserved 10-8 scores. He pointed out how often Chimaev trapped Du Plessis in the crucifix position, saying it happened around 8 times in a 5-round fight, which he considered even more controlling than the mount.
Every round was 10-8.
Well, so what do you make of his Khamzat's performance?
Doesn't fucking matter.
No.
He destroyed Dricus Du Plessis. I was surprised. Let me ask you with another question. How many times he got on the crucifix?
4.
More than that. Brother.
8 or 10? I don't know.
In a 5-round fight, get the guy 8 times on the crucifix?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Because to me, crucifix is worse than the mount.
TJ Dillashaw also praised Khamzat Chimaev's cardio against Dricus Du Plessis. He said everyone expected Khamzat to need a finish to win, but instead, he dominated effortlessly, taking Dricus down and securing a crucifix in under 50 seconds. TJ called the performance insane and admired how smoothly Khamzat executed it.
Look at that cardio, boys.
Unbelievable.
Cardio was sick. I didn't watch it live. I watched it the day after because I was at the Sprouts convention. And when I saw that it was a 5-round, insanely unanimous decision, I just knew it's like, let's fucking go, right? Like, everyone thought the only way he was going to win was by finishing him. He went out there and just put on an absolute clinic. I was surprised with how easy he made it look. I know he was good. I thought it was going to be a lot harder of a challenge. I mean, I'm a DDP fan as well, too, like his pressure and the way he fights, right? But Chimaev looked like very low level, like he'd never wrestled a day in his life before. It was crazy. He took him down and crucified him in under 50 seconds. You know what I mean? Like under 50 seconds, he got taken out and crucified and like held him there for so long. Insane to me.
The Barnhill brothers also discussed a potential Khamzat versus Dricus rematch. Nick Barnhill said if Khamzat had submitted Dricus in the first or second round, a rematch might have happened, but he doubts Dricus would step back in the octagon with Khamzat, and even if he did, the UFC might not book it because the fight was so one-sided. Nick added that Khamzat has fully figured out every part of Dricus' game, something no single camp could fix in one or even multiple attempts.
If he would have submitted Dricus Du Plessis in the first or second round, I believe we'd be talking about the rematch today. Dricus would have probably come out and said, yeah, he caught me in a position. I'm not going to let it happen again. I've defended my belt twice. I'd like another crack at this. I don't even think Dricus Du Plessis will ever put his hand up to fight Khamzat Chimaev again. And even if he did, I don't know if the UFC would make it just because it was so non-competitive, and Khamzat Chimaev has every single aspect of Dricus Du Plessis' game figured out, and there's no answers that Dricus can figure out in 1 camp, 2 camps, or even 5 camps.
Stephen Barnhill Jr. agreed, saying that if the fight had ended in a quick submission or knockout, there might be talk of a rematch. But Khamzat made a clear statement with his performance, dominating from start to finish and taking takedowns at will. He added that even though Dricus is a warrior, deep down he probably doesn't want to face Khamzat again after experiencing that level of control.
Such a good point, dude, because I felt the same way. You know, like if it had been a quick submission or even a quick knockout, regardless of which way it went, you know, there could be some rumblings of a rematch down the road. They go, whichever one lost went and got some impressive finishes and got back in. Khamzat made a statement with that performance last night. I mean, he dominated from start to finish. He landed takedowns at will, and he made it to where, as you said, Dricus probably doesn't even want to fight him again.
No.
Of course, Dricus is a warrior, but I know there's a part of Dricus deep down that's like, holy, what was that? Like, I do not want to experience that again.
Moreover, heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall also admired Khamzat Chimaev's performance against Dricus Du Plessis, noting his early control, versatile striking, and precise groundwork. He called it a near-perfect display and acknowledged Chimaev as the new middleweight champion, while also respecting Du Plessis for his resilience.
To be honest, I've been thinking that this is going to be the fight of the year, so we'll see how that goes. Took him down straight away on the low double. A minute into the fight, he's got him in the crucifix. Little punches to the ear. He's working on his collie. Completely dominated in the first round. Khamzat straight on a double again, sits him down. If I was Khamzat though, I'd be trying to finish it in this spot. Once he gets them hands together from the back position like that, his grip must be unbelievable. What Khamzat's doing really well is he's switching stances a lot as well from the stand-up. In the limited stand-up that he's doing, he's keeping DDP guessing. But he's managed to reverse him though with 2.5 minutes left. Don't go for no submissions or nothing like that. Don't lose position. Oh, he's gone for the guillotine. He's lost his position. He's popped his head straight out. Oh, last minute. He's put a few shots on him there though. He's got him going backwards. Oh, DDP's ended up on top with 30 seconds left. I don't think he'll have enough time to do much damage, but That's it. So complete shout out for Khamzat Chimaev, new champion at middleweight. Congratulations to Khamzat. Commiserations to DDP.
On the other hand, DDP's coach, Martin Naveir, criticized referee Mark Goddard for not standing the fight up more often during the bout with Khamzat Chimaev. He argued that the action was slowed down unnecessarily, with hundreds of strikes landing but few counting as significant. Martin Naveir said the fight became smothered with boringness and added that he needs 12 to 16 weeks to address these issues with Dricus, aiming for a return early next year.
Coach Morne Visser blames referee for Khamzat Chimaev loss. Dricus Du Plessis' coach, Morne Visser, believes referee Mark Goddard should have stopped the action more often and stood Khamzat Chimaev back up. Visser also said Du Plessis would ideally like to return early next year.
The refs should have just made that fight a lot more live, or a little bit more live. Khamzat landing like 570 shots or 550 shots, and only 37 of them were significant. I think when shit goes that slow, for 20 seconds, first warning, second warning, 5 seconds later, third, 5 seconds later, stand the fight up, man. That fight was smothered with boringness. I need 12 to 16 weeks to sort this problem out. So we'll be back early next year.
However, Herb Dean defended Mark Goddard for standing Khamzat Chimaev up during the fight. He explained that while Khamzat dominated every round, the stand-ups were justified. Dean emphasized that MMA shouldn't reward fighters for just holding dominant positions without actively working to finish. Though, he made it clear Khamzat isn't hiding.
Mark Goddard stood them up a couple times. Would you have done the same thing in the fight?
I don't think there was anything wrong with his stand-ups. Khamzat dominated the fight round, but I think, and it's, this is an ongoing conversation that everyone in the stakeholders and everyone in the sport has, but what do we want this sport to look like? Do we want people to achieve a dominant position, which, if you're not using it to beat your opponent, could almost be looked at as a hiding place, as a place to burn time? And I'm never going to accuse Khamzat of hiding, because, the man's a savage.
Herb Dean added that when a fighter is in a crucifix chest-to-chest position with little height, it's very hard to land effective punches. He said he's fine with the stand-ups that Mark Goddard enforced in that scenario.
But if you get a position, like we can break that one down, the crucifix, chest-to-chest position, not a lot of height, very difficult to get a place where you can punch your opponent. Sometimes he's able to get elbows. And what, you want to reward people. We can talk about 10-8s and that at the same time. You want to reward someone with a 10-8 for trying to finish their opponent, for taking a risk. It takes a risk to make some space, to posture where you're going to be able to maybe finish the fight. And I think that's what we want our sport to look like. And so I'm okay with those stand-ups that Mark Goddard did.
Furthermore, DDP's coach also emphasized that their game plan is to beat Khamzat Chimaev in a rematch. He explained that the focus is on fixing mistakes first rather than rushing into another fight. While the strategy may sound simple, stopping takedowns, getting back up and punishing Khamzat, he acknowledged that Khamzat's wrestling has improved, making it a bigger challenge. Still, he stressed that addressing these issues now will give them the best chance to come back ready and secure the win.
People are saying RDR is the next fight for you guys. You wouldn't be interested in a potential contender if you had to fight a contender next?
Look, I'll rather, I'll be honest with you, instead of spending time to prepare for going to another fight camp to prepare for RDR, I would rather spend that time to fix the problem that we've got and then go into a camp. So I won't just take a fight because fights are available. I want to fix this problem because we're going to face Khamzat and I want to destroy him this time. And I know it sounds easy, man. It sounds so easy. If you can just get that guy not to take you down, or stuff his takedowns and stand back up and just punish him. But he also picked up his wrestling game. So no RDR for us right now. Now I'll rather spend the time in fixing this problem.
Coach Martin Visser says Dricus Du Plessis will stop at nothing to reclaim the belt. He explains that critics may laugh and call Dricus exposed, but both he and his fighter are relentless. Visser emphasizes that they will do whatever it takes, aiming for the title in the very next fight. He also notes that fans who favor easy, predictable fights don't understand real competition, and that Dricus will shock everyone when he takes the belt back.
Watch this space, guys. You've just maybe met the worst losers ever in your life. Me and Dricus. And I'm not sleeping until we've got that belt back. I know everybody's laughing and say, yeah, Dricus was exposed. I'm a bad loser. Dricus is a bad loser. It's going to take whatever it takes for us to get that belt back ASAP. It's not going to be a long story. One fight and the belt. That's us back in the belt. So to all those naysayers and all the guys who support blanket style MMA, blanket wrestling, we in the real fight game, and we'll be back again and surprise you with just taking that belt back again.
However, former champion Kamaru Usman criticized DDP's team for underestimating Khamzat Chimaev. He explained that Dricus Du Plessis and his team lost because they overlooked Khamzat's strengths. Usman said their confidence turned into a lack of respect, dismissing the idea that Khamzat could dominate with a single skill. He stressed that this overlooked skill is one of the most powerful in the sport, and ignoring it leads to defeat.
And even in the lead up is, I felt that, I don't want to say Dricus was too overconfident. I felt that even the team, with the way that they were talking, with the way that they were kind of the lack of respect for Khamzat, like, oh, yeah, you can't come beat us with just one skill. You think you're just going to beat us with one skill? That's a pretty damn important skill. You know, it's a big one to overlook.
It is.
And
oh, it's the best one.
Kamaru Usman says Dricus Du Plessis' team underestimated Khamzat Chimaev and suffered the consequences. He explained that they assumed surviving one round was enough, but against Khamzat, you must survive all 5, which they cannot. Usman highlights that Dricus spends 3 rounds trapped in a crucifix with no escape, showing the huge gaps in styles and how unprepared his team truly was.
They kind of overlooked, they didn't take it that serious. They felt, okay, if we survive 1, we're good. But to get to, you got to survive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just couldn't do it. I mean, he was crucified, I think 3 out of the 5 rounds. Crucified and had no answer for it. Like, it was almost like, I don't know how to get out of here. You know, it really was a big differential in styles.
Kamaru Usman also talked about the fight and admitted that Khamzat Chimaev manages his energy perfectly, noting that he could have ended Dricus Du Plessis before the 3rd round. He explains that going for an early finish can backfire, leaving a fighter exhausted in later rounds and unable to perform at full strength.
And even watching that, Khamzat made a lot of mistakes that I think would have got him that finish before that 3rd round. You know, he got to a position where it was just kind of so easy. It was almost him controlling himself. He had to control his own emotions. He had to control his gas tank, because that's not easy to dominate a guy like that. And everything is working because in your mind, you're wanting resistance. Resistance is how you gauge how much output I need to put out, you know? But if everything is going right, you can't gauge how much output to put out. You're just like, maybe you might try to finish in that 1st round, then you get up 2nd round, you're like, whoa, I can't even lift my arms. Why am I so tired? You know, so Khamzat did
That wraps up today's video, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Share your thoughts about the video in the comment section and subscribe to our channel to get more updates about the upcoming UFC encounters.